Right. People want to know, why Pigeonholes?
Why Pigeonholes?
Yes, why Pigeonholes?
Well, basically, when I was a kid, I had recording contracts with 3 of the major labels, RCA, Polydor, and Columbia. And they were always trying to stick you into some kind of a pigeonhole. And at the time, because I had written a lot of ballads, and I was a piano player, and I wrote a few jingles, in their minds, I was the next Barry Manilow. But if you actually listen to my songs, I was writing things about soldiers coming home from the war, ladies' thighs, things of that nature. Have I ever done anything like this before? No, actually, this was totally new. About 6 years ago, I had decided I wanted to do something that was just a labor of love, no compromises, just do whatever I wanted and see how it comes out. So I decided to come up with this idea of a one-man show, have a screen behind me, interact with the screen, do all kinds of animation and video, and I went out basically and I bought a new Apple G3, which is the new computer at the time, and a bunch of software and about 50 pounds of manuals, and started to learn the whole thing from scratch. So yeah, it was completely new. It was it wasn't that easy actually looking back on it, but boy did I have a lot of fun. It took about a year to write the show and write all the songs and record the album. Then it took about another 2 years just to finish the animation and the video and put the whole thing together and rehearse it and get it on stage. So about 3 years altogether.
What kind of budget?
And the budget. The budget, wow. Basically, this was no budget. I mean, I bought the software and the computer, and that's it. I used a regular, just a 4 megapixel still camera for the stills, and I used a, I think it was a Sony mini DV camera at the time, you know, one of these $600 cameras. And I had Photoshop, and I used a few other programs for animation like Painter and Studio Artist and Flash, and composited the whole thing in After Effects and Final Cut Pro. I bought this green screen fabric, really chintzy fabric. I just hung it up on the wall. I stood in front of the thing, and the lighting was bad. I had only two lights on 2 stands. It was amazing. I tried every trick in the book. It took me forever. Sometimes I would do animation, and it would take 3 or 4 days to do just, you know, maybe just a few seconds of animation, and I'd find out after that I should have done it in a different program, so I had to redo it. That's why the animation and the video took about 2 years. It was just do it yourself, seat of the pants, and just damn lucky it worked. But you know, I'd like to stress that now that several decades have gone by and I'm a big star, but now that all these years have gone by, I actually have come to see the wisdom behind the major labels wanting to pigeonhole people. Basically, it's I've been a marketing nightmare. I mean, I like pretty much all kinds of music, with the exception of mariachi and occasionally Zydeco. But no, I like Zydeco now. It's just the accordion thing. Yeah. So now I'm having to find myself in the position of pigeonholing myself. And, you know, what pigeonhole do I fit into? I don't actually know.
I've got to say, it's about fascinating, brilliant things about to say.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. But actually, I'm just a regular guy. Oh, yeah, there's... Okay. What's that?
The pigeon story.
Oh, yeah, the pigeon story. This is pretty funny. My wife, Naomi, and I, we went down to, we were living in San Diego at the time. We went down to a place called Seaport Village. It's a tourist attraction. Lots of pigeons all the time. And I needed to get some stills of pigeons so I can animate them for the show. They're basically my background singers. And we spent the whole lunchtime, not one pigeon. I mean, I'm snapping everything in sight. Pigeons are flying away, flying away. Nobody stood still. It was like, I don't know if they were in the union or what, but finally I gave up on the whole thing, and we went to this coffee shop. Naomi's online waiting for the coffee, and I'm sitting down there just holding a table. And in walks this pigeon, and he walks up right straight over to my table, and he stops about 2 feet from me, and he looks up. I mean, there was no food on the floor, there was no food on my table. And I just looked at him, and he looked at me. And I took the camera, and I got down on the floor. I'm about 6 inches in front of him, and I'm taking pictures. I mean, the flash bulb, nothing is bothering this pigeon. I don't know if he was drugged or what, but I'm just snapping away and snapping away. Then he turns around, I get him from behind, I take pictures, and finally when I'm done, about 5–10 minutes later, I get back up. He turns around and walks out. Some of the techniques I use for the animation, besides drawing freehand on a lot of it, I also use something called rotoscoping. There's a song called Let's Do It Till We Get Irritated.
One of my favorites.
And I would film her dancing, and then I would draw on top of the film, each frame. And then we'd drop out the footage of the dancing, the actual film, and be left with just the drawing, which had a really nice effect. It was used back in the 20s a lot by Disney and Max Fleischer. Another interesting thing was on the song How I Love to Squeeze My Squeeze.
Oh, yes, yes.
This song, for obvious reasons, I had to save for last because there's 3 of me in front of the green screen.
Yes.
One of me has got the beard and the mustache. The next one I shaved off the beard, and the next one I shaved off the mustache.
That's right.
So, for obvious reasons, I saved that for last, or it would have put production behind schedule several months. That was an interesting thing. That was a composite of photographs as well as myself in front of the green screen. The way I did that was simply filmed myself singing the whole song as the middle background singer in front of the green screen, and I had a mic stand in front of me, and I didn't have any microphone on it. Basically, I wanted to get an old RCA microphone, and since I didn't own one, I found a photo of one, which I composited on top of the mic stand. And the curtain behind us, behind me, boy, you could really get schizophrenic doing this. The curtain behind me was a photograph. The ground was something I drew in Photoshop. And then I composited the 3 of me together doing the dance. Took 3 different angles, a long shot, a close-up, and a medium shot of all 3 characters. Composited it all together, and then in Final Cut, gave it the old-fashioned look.
Yeah.